Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I've spoken to many audiences, but I don't recall being that touched and excited for quite a while. What an honor it is to address you here today. If only my mentor, late President Shimon Peres, would have been alive, he would have celebrated this day. He dreamt, breathed, tasted, smelled the new Middle East. He would have reveled with this gathering. You, ladies and gentlemen, and I are lucky to be living this reality. As a member of the blue and white political party in Israeli Knesset, I'm honored to represent the coalition in this very respectable platform. I'm proud, as I mentioned, to the CEO and to Mr. Kushner, to convey my government's sincere and heartfelt greetings and warm embrace of the Abraham Accords. My government, Prime Minister and ministers alike, salute the efforts continue to be made by our wonderful host today, the Abrahamic Institute for Peace, as well as the current US administration embrace of these efforts. From my meetings yesterday in the White House, I'm convinced of the sincerity and depth of their commitment and embrace. Prior to my arrival, I personally spoke with the Minister of Defense, Benny Gantz, as well as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yair Lapid, and both reiterated to me that they hold the Accords in the highest possible regard. Minister Gantz, I recall, was also instrumental in his former capacity as Minister of Defense and alternate Prime Minister in the Netanyahu government in paving the way to the signing of the Accords 1 year ago. Today, in fact, we celebrate two extremely noteworthy occasions. As I promised, Ambassador, the anniversary of the Camp David Agreement signed between Israel and Egypt and brokered by the US on September 17, 1978. And two, the first year anniversary of the game-changing Abraham Accords. Hence, I'd like to salute all the peace agreements with Egypt and Jordan and hail the new normalization treaties with the United Arab Emirates, the Kingdom of Bahrain, and the Kingdom of Morocco and Sudan. Egypt, back in the late 70s, bore the brunt of being the first Arab state to break the impasse and to courageously pioneer peace with Israel. The mother of all nations, Dunya, chose then to take the path less traveled by and deserves much credit for that. I personally shall never forget the 3 years which I spent as a young Jewish Israeli diplomat. Yael may recall we served together in Cairo. Certainly a challenging but life-changing position as Deputy Ambassador in the Israeli Embassy in Cairo during the Mubarak era. I would like to suggest that specifically today, just after the historic visit of the Israeli Prime Minister to Egypt, the first such public, high-level encounter on Egyptian soil in over a decade, as you, Ambassador, had mentioned, we remember the vision, the leadership, the courage, and the foresight of leaders like Begin and Sadat. It is that creativity and courage which characterized the former US administration's initiative to forge the Abraham Accords. It is that leadership, integrity, and foresight which guides the current US administration in enhancing these accords today. Let us, ladies and gentlemen, please use this wonderful platform and all-around embrace, as you can see. It is over and above, much higher than politics. To think of our regional challenges in a manner which shifts paradigms What do I mean? Let us not hold on to past models, for example, on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, for which we know that if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, we simply cannot expect a different outcome. Together we can think beyond the usual boundaries of thought, where the interests of our Abrahamic brothers align or overlap. Let us shift paradigms. Let us challenge ourselves for new breakthroughs. You know, Churchill had said that a pessimist, all of you may recall, sees difficulty in every opportunity, while an optimist, like Shimon Peres, sees opportunity in every challenge. Let us try to be that. Let this astounding partnership, unapologetic and brave, set the stage to find solutions for the unabated Iranian appetite for nuclear power, the ongoing Egyptian-Ethiopian water crisis, the breeding and exportation of global terrorism into our own good societies, as I've said, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and the very humane, value-oriented challenge of returning our missing boys to their mothers. They are held captive by the Hamas in Gaza. Oron Shaul, Adar Goldin, 2 IDF soldiers, Avera Mengistu, an Ethiopian Israeli civilian, and Hisham Sha'ban Sayyid, an Arab Israeli Muslim civilian. We all know, and we just need to look around, our strength is in our unity. For behold, how good and pleasant it is when brothers dwell in unity. From Psalms. God bless and thank you so much for this opportunity.